Listen for your next Farm News Report at 1:40 on KOFO.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to the Post-60 Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show, live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. You're invited to join us as we talk with Arrows head coach Brian Long and Junior Legion coach Scott Sneathan. The Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show is brought to you by Pizza Time, where you can enjoy food or drink specials during the show. Now, here's your host, Derek Chappell.
And a good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show, live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. We have a power-packed show for you here today and a great crowd on hand here at Pizza Time, and we invite you to come down and join us as well. Of course, your lunch specials are in order as well here at Pizza Time today. You can bring the whole family down for a lunch special of a large specialty pizza, a large single-topping pizza, 4 breadsticks, 4 drinks offered as $29.99. So come on down and see us here at Pizza Time. Marley will take good care of you on this Wednesday afternoon. Brian, welcome. And, gee, do you have anything going on today?
Few things going on the agenda today, yeah.
It is the start of the AAA state tournament at the Orlis Cox Sports Complex today. Actually, game 1 gets underway in about 32 minutes from now. This is what you've played for all season long. You're here. You knew you were hosting the tournament, so you know you're here to play. But as you and I talked earlier today, you still got to play the games. The bracket's got names written down in it, but you got to move forward and play these games. How do you feel about going today? We're going to preview your game here a little later today, but tell me a little bit how things feel going into today's ball game.
Well, I mean, we're full of confidence. We have been all season, and so it's not something that we're going to have a struggle trying to get up for the game. They should be excited. Expecting a big crowd out there at the game, a lot of energy. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of letdown. They should be up, they should be ready, and hopefully they can take care of business tonight.
You know, I should mention the start of your state tournament, the AAA starts today, but the AA state tournament out in Marysville gets underway this afternoon as well. And we are joined today also by special guests from the Garnett Mud Dogs, who are here today joining us as they are going to head out to Marysville here shortly and start their tournament a little bit later. We're going to talk to head coach Joe Strobel from the Mud Dogs a little bit later about their contest coming up, which has been pushed back a little bit due to rain out in the Manhattan area. So we're glad to have the Mud Dogs here with us today and all their team and everybody on hand, and wish them well as they head out. What a great time they're going to have in their tournament. And again, we congratulate them for heading to state as well. Let's get everybody up to speed, because we want everybody out the next few days to the Orlis Cox Sports Complex, to Drake Field, and let everybody know what's going on with the state tournament. That's the location. That's where you need to be, is the Orlis Cox Sports Complex. It's a double elimination tournament. We've got 8 teams involved here, and you're familiar with some, not familiar with others. We'll talk about them in just a little bit. But let's talk about, so people know what to do and what to expect when they get out to the ballpark today.
Well, the first game starts off. Leavenworth and Nickerson are going to get going right at 1 o'clock. Hopefully this little shower passes us by, doesn't hamper us much at all. The complex, if you're coming into it, is on the left side. If you've never been out there before, you'll go to the left as you're going into Orlis Cox, and then the parking lot's there. You'll pay as you enter the park. And then you'll go in and park and walk into the diamond. So a lot of good work's been done out there by the grounds crew with the ORC. They've done a great job helping us get this tournament here and pulling it off. I know our board has done an excellent job as well. I know we gave them a shout out last week. I want to do that again. Luke Queen, Melanie Lamar, Ben Evans, Ricky Roth, and Walt Dingle, they've all done a tremendous job this summer for us. I mean, this is a year-round thing for the board, right. So they've done a great job helping us get this tournament here, and I'm expecting, a smooth tournament from the operations standpoint, and hopefully it's a lot of fun for the teams that are coming in and a lot of fun for the teams participating.
Well, it's going to be a festive atmosphere, and you mentioned admission. Now, here's the deal with admission. 18 and over, it's $5 to get in, and that's for the day. So if you want to watch all 4 games today, it only costs you $5 to get in. It's $3 for students and vets and those 65 and over. and then 6 and under get in free. So $5 gets you an entire day of baseball with some fantastic teams out at the Orlis Cox Sports Complex and Harvey Drake Field. Now your game tonight, you get the last game of the day being the host, so you'll start tonight at 8 o'clock, again barring any delays. First game of the day starts at 1 o'clock, and that's with Leavenworth and Nickerson, and the game 2 will be Great Bend and a team you're familiar with that you've seen many times this year and in the past few years actually, Chanute. So Great Bend and Chanute will be the second game of the afternoon at 3 o'clock. So again, barring this little shower that's moving through, and as we sit here right now at the front windows of Pizza Time and look outside, really it looks to me like all this is doing is able to cool you off a little bit and let the field down and get things ready to play.
Yeah, it'll help Josh and Lanny get the field ready, so that's a good thing. But shouldn't inconvenience as much at all.
Well, it's a festive atmosphere here at Pizza Time. It's going to be the same at the Orlis Cox Sports Complex today for the AAA State Baseball Tournament, and we're going to talk more with Coach Long about his first round opponent, the Hayes Eagles, and some other teams that he will face as they plan to win through and move through the winner's bracket as the AAA State Tournament rolls on. So we'll talk more with Coach Long about that. But up next, we're going to sit down and talk with Garnett Mud Dogs head coach Joe Strobel as they get ready to head out to the AA Tournament in Marysville. You're listening to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Next time it's time for pizza. Make it Ottawa's own Pizza Time. See what I did there? Time for pizza, Pizza Time. Well, it's even in their phone number, 785-242-TIME. Put that in your speed dial now, and while you do that, I'll tell you about the menu. Well, delicious pizza, of course, with your choice of toppings, or get a specialty pie like the Meat Lovers or taco or buffalo chicken. Speaking of chicken, check out their wings. Not to mention salads and sandwiches, famous cheese bread, and more. Locally owned and operated and proud home to the weekly Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show. Dine in, delivery, or carry out. Pizza Time. 785-242, say it with me, TIME.
This moment of wellness is brought to you by Ransom Memorial Hospital.
I'm Samantha Fast, the family birthplace manager, to help alleviate the stress on our new moms and dads. We provide education for the mom through the continuum of her pregnancy. We see them for prenatal classes. We see them at the end of their pregnancy for pre-registration, tours of the unit. And then when they come in to have their baby, they're familiar with the area. They're familiar with us. That's how we provide excellence for every patient, every time.
Close to home, close to your heart. Visit ransom.org.
I'm always on the go, but with mobile banking, my money goes with me. It's like having a bank branch in my pocket. So now instead of going to my bank branch goes with me. I love mobile banking, just like my bank.
Kansas State Bank, a better way to bank with community people you know. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you have some things you need to sell, there's a couple ways you can go about it. One is to spend your weekend in the hot summer sun running a garage sale. Or you can let the Eastern Kansas Auction Barn do all the heavy lifting for you. Whatever it is, cars, electronics, furniture, jewelry, even big estates. Oh, and don't worry, Daryl and his staff will handle everything with care. Call Daryl right now so he can get your stuff into the August 26 auction. 785-241-0208. The big, comfortable Eastern Kansas Auction Barn. It's the best way to sell your stuff.
O'Reilly. When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Weeds love your garden. They hide near flowers knowing you can't touch them. Now you can with Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand from the Home Depot. A special buy at just $19.97. The protective shield means pinpoint accuracy so you can target weeds without harming surrounding plants. With Roundup in hand, weeds are in trouble. Roundup Weed and Grass Killer with Sure Shot Wand, just $19.97, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
A Wendy's Frosty is something special. And for a limited time, a Frosty is just 50 cents. An American classic for a classic price. It's not quite a milkshake, not quite an ice cream cone. It's definitely chocolate or vanilla. That choice is on you. Use a spoon or a French fry. Anything goes. A Frosty makes summer special. Yep, there's nothing quite like a Frosty. And there's nothing quite like this deal. A Frosty for 50 cents. Get yours before this deal melts away.
Small Frosty only at participating Wendy's for a limited time. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii.
And we welcome you back to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show, live at Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. Derek Chappell with you today, and I'm joined now by the Garnett Mud Dogs head coach, Joe Strobel. Joe, congratulations, first of all, on a fantastic season, and we appreciate you guys coming by today. You got the whole team here, head and have some lunch as you get ready to head out to Marysville and play some state baseball. Are you excited?
We're tickled to death. We haven't been there in quite a few years, and it's been a hard road back to where we're getting there, so yeah, pretty fired up.
Well, you say a hard road, and we talked a little bit off the air. You inherited this team a couple years ago with about 4 wins on the season that you took over, and last year got it up to 11 wins. This year you're at 24-7. That's quite a turnaround in 2 years. What do you attribute the turnaround to?
Yeah, the big thing is with a program like that, you need to change culture. I've always felt like there's 2 things you need to do. You need to change culture. Get these kids believing that they can win. Maybe even tell them they're a little better than what they are. Coach them up a little bit. And then the second thing is find a good core group and something that you can hang your hat on. For us, it's pitching and defense. We want to pitch and defend with the best of them. We'll talk a little bit more about playing games in the single digits. We don't play a lot of games in the double digits. We have 4 really good starters, and that's what we do.
And you've talked about those starters, as you mentioned. You talk about Ethan Shields and Kyle Lamb and Evan Goddard. Talk a little bit about what those guys have done for you, and as they've matured in this program and become your aces on the mound, if you will, and leaders on the team.
Yeah, like I said, we do run 4 deep there, and then Austin Piney's our closer. We really got 5 guys that we really trust, and when you run them out there, you just always feel like, well, they're going to keep it under 5, and we're going to try to scratch across a few runs, and we're going to go try to win a baseball game. So that's how you win baseball.
Well, you obviously scratched across a few runs in your zone tournament. I think you outscored everybody about 100-4, it sounds like to me. Talk to me about the bats and how they got going in the zone tournament. Where'd that come from?
Well, we're a little different with our bats. We're kind of a little like Kansas City Royals. We're real quiet for a long time, and then we'll go up and put up a 10-run inning. We kind of get hot and cold together as a team, and that's a lot like how how close we are. Our team, we're a really close-knit group, and it seems like when one guy's struggling, we kind of all struggle a little bit, and then one guy kicks the tires a little bit, and then we get going.
Well, I wouldn't say you've had any struggles. You guys have had no losses in the month of July. That's a pretty impressive run.
Yeah, we've had some gray hairs along the way, though. We've played a lot of one and 2-run games, and but it's been fun. It's been a good time and a long time coming.
Well, as you head into the state tournament, to say you're on a roll is an understatement with no losses in the month of July. Let's talk about that state tournament. First of all, you're scheduled for the 6 o'clock game tonight out in Marysville. I know there's been rain out in central Kansas in that area, and you and I talked a little bit off the air before we started today's show that your game has been pushed back, and I asked you to win, and you said, I don't know. How difficult is that? Going into the state tournament, not knowing what time you're going to play?
Yeah, maybe have to look up a Waffle House or an IHOP for after the game. But, yeah, it's going to be difficult, maybe sitting around the hotel room. I'm not sure when we're going to play. We won't try to get to the ballpark too early. We don't want to get too in a rush. This is a pretty laid-back group, so you don't want to be pressing. We still have to do what we do, and that's.
You don't want to get them up too early.
No,
what you're
no,
saying.
we don't.
Well, as you head out today, you're facing Beloit in your first round ball game. What do you know about them?
No, absolutely nothing.
So you're going in blind.
Yeah, we know that they were in Russell's zone and they got second in that zone. We know that on that side of the bracket, Marysville's really good, which we can't look forward to that. We're going to go throw one of our big dogs at Beloit and hopefully come on the right end of that.
Well, Marysville, as you say, they would be a second-round game for you if they win theirs. They're in the late game of the night, so they have it even worse than you do, waiting till probably start about 9 or 10
keep
o'clock.
Keep them up till 3 or 4 in the morning. That would be just fine with us.
So they have the disadvantage in that one, but again, you got to get past Beloit, as you mentioned first. And who's going to be on the mound for you today?
Mason Skiles pitched at Fort Scott. We really like him. Of the 4 guys, he's probably the crafty and throws a little harder. He's probably the top end of that. The 4 are a little different than all of them. I'll talk real quick about them.
Sure.
Mason Skiles is, like I said, a little more of the craftier one. Ethan Shields is, here it is, come and get it kind of pitcher, which I like. He'll challenge you all day long. Evan Goddard's, he's a real smart pitcher, just knows how to get people out. Enjoy watching him pitch. It's like a musician up there doing his thing. And then Kyle Lamb is a little bit of the 2 I just mentioned. So of those four, we really like them. And then Austin Piney's our closer. He's 6'5", comes in, a lot of knees and elbows coming at you, and he's really fun to watch. So.
Well, great. Well, I know Coach Long speaks highly of you and your program. I know you guys had a couple of face-to-face meetings this year. Didn't quite turn out on your end like you wanted it to, but in talking to Coach Long earlier today, nobody in this room is happier to see you guys go than he is, and everybody here in the Ottawa program is happy for you guys and happy to see you head out, and wish you the best of luck as well in your state tournament.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Hey, good luck today, and we'll keep advised on KOFO. We'll post scores and highlights on our Facebook and website for you as well, and we wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. That's Joe Strobel, head coach of the Garnett Mud Dogs, as they head out, and good luck to them as they head out today to Marysville to begin the AA state tournament there, and we'll keep you apprised of how they do later on today. We'll come back and talk more with head coach Brian Long of the Ottawa Arrows. We'll preview their game today and more of the state tournament here, the AAA state tournament at the Orlis Cox Sports Complex. You're listening to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show live from Pizza Time on KOFO.
When you do it right, people notice. Take Ottawa's own Pizza Time. A perfect score on Yelp. Well, listen to the reviews. Jack C. said, "This is my favorite lunch location. It's a must-stop every time I'm in town." John R. from Washington, D.C. comes to Pizza Time whenever he's in town and says, "They never skimp on the toppings and the crust is made from scratch. Service is excellent and the delivery time is super fast." Read it for yourself at Yelp or TripAdvisor or check them out on Facebook. Pizza Time does it right. Dine in, carry out, delivery. All-you-can-eat lunch buffet, too. 785-242-TIME.
A lot of places sell hamburgers around here, and they might get you by in a pinch. But ask yourself, where'd that meat come from? At the Brandon Iron Bar and Grill in Princeton, our beef is raised right up the road from our restaurant, and our burgers come dressed as simple or as deluxe as you like. There's the original Iron Burger, your classic patty melt, the extra cheesy big cheese, our spicy Bronco, or the over-the-top Chadwich will help you redefine what a hamburger should taste like. We invite you to visit us soon at the Brandon Iron in Princeton.
Today's cars made with high-strength steel and aluminum require new technology to be safely repaired. Here at CarStar, we provide our employees with education that is recognized by automobile manufacturers as well as your insurance company. Your car is a major investment, and we want to help you protect your family with a quality of work that you can rely on. Call 785-242-8916. That's 785-242-8916, and relax. We'll take it from here.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual saved me almost $800 when I switched my home and auto insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, I got the perfect coverage for us, and I didn't have to worry about skimping on Emma's party.
Oh, well, that explains the...
Holly! Best birthday ever!
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide survey of new customers. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Right now at the Home Depot, Ortho Bug B Gon 32-ounce concentrate, ready to spray, or 10-pound bag is your choice, 2 for just $10. There's no magic to making bugs disappear, but there is Bug B Gon. It'll knock out over 100 types of insects for fewer pests in your lawn and more money in your pocket. Start your own disappearing act with Ortho Bug B Gon. Your choice, 2 for just $10. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
Mary, you're glowing gold. I know. I joined the Fuel Rewards program and got rewarded with instant gold status at Shell.
And now your body radiates gold?
Yes, and I save 5 cents a gallon on every fill every day.
5 cents a gallon? Wow.
And gold is all the rage this season.
Oh, yeah.
Get rewarded with instant gold status at Shell with the Fuel Rewards program. It's free to join. So join now at fuelrewards.com/gold. Restrictions apply. Active gold status required. Introductory offer valid for 6 months after activation. Limit 20 gallons at participating Shell stations. See fuelrewards.com/gold for full details. Doesn't actually turn bodies gold.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual saved me almost $800 when I switched my home and auto insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, I got the perfect coverage for us, and I didn't have to worry about skimping on Emma's party.
Oh, well, that explains the...
Holly! Best birthday ever!
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide survey of new customers. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
If you're just joining us, we welcome you back to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show, live at Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. Derek Chappell with Arrows head coach Brian Long. And as we watch the Mud Dogs head out and get ready to play, we wish them again the best of luck. And I know you're excited for Joe and his ball club and wish them the best of luck if they get the game in. It's raining like crazy out in central Kansas right now.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier for a guy like Joe and his program and the community down in Garnett. We're close enough to him, so we keep an eye on that. And I couldn't be happier for the Mud Dogs and wish them the best of luck. And hopefully maybe we can both of us celebrate state championships here in a few days.
Well, talking about great programs, let's talk about the two-time defending state champion Ottawa Arrows. And you are heading into your game tonight against Hayes, against the Eagles. And again, like we talked earlier, you don't want to look ahead, but let's talk first about Hayes then. What do you know and what do you expect tonight?
I mean, they're a scrappy bunch of guys. They've got they don't have a whole lot of depth. I think we've got them in that department, but we've probably got most every team in state on the depth department from that side. They'll fight, and it's something that we told our team yesterday. If you get a chance to step on their neck, you better do it because they'll battle back, they'll scrap back. You have to put them down and keep them down, and that's kind of been the MO for several other teams, but it kind of goes with what we have tried to do throughout the season as well.
Well, if you pull this game off tonight against Hayes, obviously, and as we're hoping for a big win, you're going to face a couple of tough teams. Arc City is always a tough ball club. Had a great season. They hit the ball well, and then they face Oskaloosa. That's the game right before yours. So it's Arc City and Oskaloosa, and you played Oskaloosa early this year, came away with a split. So you're facing a couple of tough teams if you get past Hayes in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we're going to face a tough team. So we win, we face a tough team. We lose, we face a tough team. But we're at the state tournament. We should expect that game in and game out. The Oskaloosa team that we played, 3 weeks ago or so?
Yeah.
We split with them, got on them the first game, had some good bounces. We got to their pitcher a little bit. They can still bring it. They're still a very formidable opponent. They bounced back in the second game. We gave them a little bit of help defensively, but I think it's something that we know we can compete with them. We know what they've got, and we'll match up well against them.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show live from Pizza Time. The other teams involved, and we talked a little bit about them earlier, Leavenworth and Nickerson. That's the 1 o'clock game getting ready to start here in about 15 minutes. What do you know about both of those ball clubs?
Leavenworth came out of the northern kind of zone. They had Lawrence Veritas program that was up there. In that one, they beat Lawrence. That was a team that we saw early in the season. They were able to beat them, and then they beat Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa had run-ruled them a couple times during the season, and then once it got to zone, they were able to upset really an Oskaloosa team. So they scrapped their way into a tournament. You're always kind of fearful of teams like that because
Sure.
they put it together when they need to.
Unpredictable.
And very, very unpredictable. Nickerson, out in the central part of Kansas, they're coming back into the Legion mix after a few years off there. We went down and saw them in Arc City play here in the Newton zone here a couple of days ago. Young team. They're going to have, they're going to pose some matchup problems with some teams. Arc City, we didn't really touch on them here a minute ago, but they swing the bats well. They're the two-time defending single-A state champions, and they've all aged out of that, and so they jumped up into the Triple-A department. But they're pretty proud of that fact, as they should be, and they swing the bat real well. They're a solid team. The pitcher that we saw playing probably their ace. He threw the ball pretty well, threw a lot of strikes. And that's the name of the game.
The other two teams we haven't mentioned, Great Bend and Chanute. We know about Chanute. You know about Chanute. Chanute knows about you. Tell me about Great Bend.
Great Bend, we don't know a whole lot about. We didn't see them play this year. Actually, the only two teams I haven't seen play this year are Great Bend and Hayes. So they were too far out west, so didn't have the corporate jet ready. So right. Great Bend's always a good program. They've got a new coach this year. The coach that they had last year, Roger Ward, is actually experiencing some great success with his NBC team with the Great Bend Batcats, who's won a couple games down the NBC tournament in their first year in existence. So that's a team that it's going to be a new challenge for us. We did face them in the opening game last year in state, and really they were in the same game. This is the second year in a row that we've played the opening game of the host team. So we got on them last year, had some good bounces go our way, and were able to handle them last year. But it's a new year, new team. They're a year older. We've got some new players in there, so you can't really put a whole lot into last year's stuff.
Your AAA state tournament, Legion State tournament, starting today. Again, it's Leavenworth, Nickerson, Grape Bend, Chanute, Arc City, Oskaloosa, Hayes, and the host team and two-time defending champion, Ottawa Arrows. And we'll talk more about the state tournament, about some personnel, and some issues that face the Arrows today as they kick things off. Their game tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll tell you more about the broadcast as well. You're listening to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show, live from Pizza Time on KOFO.
Here's your exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast.
Royals Recap, sponsored by Frank Eye Center. Mornings, Monday through Saturday at 6, 7, 8, and again at noon on 103.7 FM and 1220 KOFO.
Today, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 3 this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high of 91. Tonight, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 10 this evening. Overcast with a low of 74. Tomorrow, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Overcast, the high 85. 81 in Paola, 82 in Princeton. At the Ottawa Municipal Airport, wind is out of the northeast at 3. Relative humidity is 84%. Barometric pressure is trending upwards at 30 and 5/107 inch of mercury. And it's overcast and 81 with light rain at 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Next time, it's time for pizza. Make it Ottawa's own Pizza Time. 785-242-TIME. Now put that in your speed dial, and while you're doing it, I'll tell you about the menu. Delicious pizza, of course, with your choice of traditional toppings, or you can get a specialty pie like the Meat Lovers. There's a taco or buffalo chicken. And speaking of chicken, check out their wings. Not to mention salads, sandwiches, famous cheese bread, and more. Locally owned and operated and proud home to the weekly Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show. Dine in, delivery, or carry out. Pizza Time. 785-242-TIME.
And we're back. One more round, Cindy, and you win.
I'm ready.
Name a bank with at least 250 locations.
Arvest Bank.
Yes. Name a bank with longer hours and award-winning service.
Arvest.
Yes, that can give you a mortgage, credit card, or loan.
Arvest.
Has a free blue checking account you can open online.
Arvest.
And has an online switch kit.
Arvest Bank.
That is correct. You're a winner.
You can be a winner, too, when you open a free blue checking at Arvest Bank. Go to arvest.com/switch or visit a friendly nearby associate. Equal housing lender.
They call her Mother Nature, but sometimes she can behave more like mother-in-law nature. You know what I mean. One minute she's all sunshiny, and the next she's raining holy hail down on you. Fortunately, DIY is here to help with all of her moods. House siding, smart siding, hardy siding, CertainTeed vinyl siding, and Valspar paint. And if you really get on mother-in-law nature's bad side, DIY has Simonton windows and Tamco shingles. DIY, your home base for home and farm equipment. 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive in Ottawa.
O'Reilly.
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Lowe's, we know that pros depend on their tools to do more than just cut, drill, and sand. Tools help pros meet deadlines, keep promises, and protect reputations. Well, right now at Lowe's, pro customers can get up to 30% off select Cobalt power and hand tools. Plus, get up to 20% off select Irwin and Lennox tools and power tool accessories. Hurry into Lowe's and save on the tools and accessories you count on most. Visit the Pro Desk or LowesForPros.com for details. Ends July 30th, U.S. only.
Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball in East Central Kansas is KOFO. Home and away, you can hear all the action in 2017 on 103.7 FM and 1220. Brought to you by our many game sponsors and title sponsor Beckman Motors. Tonight, we preempt the Royals in Detroit to bring you the start of the American Legion AAA State Tournament in Ottawa as the Arrows broadcast gets underway at 7:45. Join us. Don't miss Royals baseball on KOFO.
And that is correct. The Ottawa Arrows pregame show tonight, Wise Guys Construction Ottawa Chiropractic Clinic pregame show starts at approximately 7:45. Of course, that's always dependent on game times prior to the 8 o'clock game tonight. But first pitch is scheduled for 8 o'clock for the Ottawa Arrows. As we're back at pizza time, getting ready to wrap up the coaches show today with Coach Brian Long. And you've got some personnel that any of these teams, other teams in this state tournament, would love to have one or two of these guys on their team. You've got a whole team worth of talent and experience and players that have been there. Tell me a little bit about some of these guys that we're going to hear over the next few days in this state tournament that we've heard all season long, that you need to step up and you need them to be leaders and you need them to do what they've done all season long.
At top to bottom, we've got a roster full of great kids, and that's a joy to have as a coach, and all the credit goes to their parents and guardians and things like that. It's just been a fun time to be able to coach these guys, and kind of develop through. From a personnel standpoint, like you said, there's probably a few of these guys that everybody's envious of having and things like that. How do you pick and how do you differentiate between them? Right. There's, I can't see this team being where it is right now without these kids, and it's been a fun summer. You're going to go out tonight, and if you come out the ballpark, one of these things that they talked me into doing is they've decided all to grow mustaches. And when you're talking about teenage boys and mustaches, it doesn't. They don't really look good. So yesterday at practice, they're out there dyeing their quote-unquote mustaches.
You need some Sharpies out there, I think.
They a few of them look like Luigi from Mario Brothers and things like that.
But that's a good team thing, man. They have a feel, right?
It is, and that's it's a fun thing, and there's no fractions, factions in between the two, and there's no division. The top to bottom, they all know each other. They all joke around with each other. They can get on each other, and they can get on each other's nerves too. But that's a great thing, and I think the chemistry of this team is right where it needs to be to make a run here in the state tournament.
Well, like we've talked earlier in the summer, that you're the two-time defending state champs. You've got the arrow on your back, and you've got the target on your back. I mean, everybody's shooting the arrow at the arrows, if you will, but that's coming. Everybody's looking at you tonight, and tonight's a great way to go out, set that tone for the rest of the tournament, and let everybody know this is our home field, and we are two-time defending state champs, and you got to go through us. And I expect that out of your ball club tonight. I know you do too. Yeah, I mean, the two-time defending champs kind of you check it at the door right now because nobody cares. Right. They just want to beat you. And from a selfish standpoint, they're focused on their teams, and we're focused on us. But yeah, we've felt it all season. We've felt it all year, and I think that this is a good test for our guys, top to bottom. We've got some great leadership. We've got some experience, and I think that's going to carry us through. We've as we've sat here during the coaches show today, during our breaks, we've checked the weather, and it looks like a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there, but it looks like we're going to be able to get these games in today, and I'm just glad it's not 108 degrees with a huge heat index. That always plays a factor. So it looks like we've got some good weather, get a little of the sprinkles out of the way, and we'll be ready to roll, and should be on time. So that. And again, that's good for the fans too, to come out there. It's not going to be a heat stroke moment, and you're not going to get soaked. So it should be a good day and a good weekend. Looking forward to it.
Definitely looking forward to it. And I think, like I said, with the weather being what it is, maybe that it'll entice a few more people to get out from behind the TV set on a cool evening and come see some exciting baseball out of the ballpark.
Well, here's a programming note for you. KOFO is going to be live at the Anderson County Fair today. We're going to start our broadcast live at 5 o'clock. We'll be there from 5 until 8. at the Anderson County Fair, and that broadcast is sponsored by the Ottawa Co-op, State Farm agent Ryan Disbro in Garnett, Kansas State Bank, and of course the Anderson County Fair Board. So you'll hear the fair broadcast from 5 until right before 8 o'clock when the Arrows pregame show will get underway. And then first pitch scheduled for 8 o'clock, the Ottawa Arrows against the Hayes Eagles. That's round 1 of the AAA American Legion State Baseball Tournament. Brian, good luck to you, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully after a state championship.
Thanks, Derek. I appreciate it.
You've been listening to the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. We want to thank Pizza Time again, and Arlie, the hostess with the mostest, taking care of us for us today as usual. Come on down. There's plenty of room here now to grab a late afternoon lunch and enjoy the family special that's still in play here today. So for Brian Long, Derek Chappell, for Sean Torres back at the station, we thank you for joining us. And join us next week again for the Ottawa Arrows American Legion Baseball Coaches Show on KOFO.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Mark Remillard. Arizona Senator John McCain reacting to President Trump's announcement about transgender service members.
Senator John McCain thinks President Trump's tweet barring transgender people from serving in the military was unclear and says it's an example of, quote, why major policy announcements should not be made via Twitter. In a statement, the chair of the Senate Armed Services Committee said service members meeting medical and readiness standards should